okay.
Yeah.
Most sports or camera down. Actually, wait, wrong watch. I'm gonna take the Tudor off. I've got an Amiga here for this video. It's the only Amiga I own now.
Random Amiga lying around. Or is it the only Amiga you own for long though?
I don't know, good question.
Oh.
Let's discuss. Let's go. What is up, YouTube? It's James from Robin Henry Watches. First things first, let's discuss the elephant in the room.
Or more accurately, the room.
The room
itself.
Where are we? We're not in the studio. Yeah, we're not there. We're at my. I'm gonna call it the study or the library in my townhouse estate.
Sweet.
Or cottage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we're at my house today. So, what are we talking about?
It's Amiga Week.
Amiga.
Or more accurately, it was Amiga Week.
Well, this video ain't gonna do well. They were doing it to be Billy Big Balls, really, to beat Amiga.
To beat Rolex.
Yeah, that one. Oh, yeah, to beat Rolex. So I'm thinking too much in my head because obviously we really prep these videos.
The deep sea.
Beat the Deep Sea. You know, the James Cameron version, which we'll get onto that in a second. Yes, I mean, looks wise, it's pretty hideous.
Yeah, it takes dive watch to a different level, really, doesn't it? I just can't see that that's comfortable unless you're actually a diver for a change.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, the one which they used was 55 millimeters wide. It beat Rolex's record by about 19 meters, nearly 11,000 meters, which is just insane. This one's going to be 45.5 millimeters wide, which is, that's big, but...
Then you consider the thickness.
It's about 18.2 millimeters thick. I mean, can you just imagine that on your wrist? Now listen, if you're going to be looking or interested in this watch, you're not buying it for its aesthetics unless you're like, I don't know, 40 stone.
I mean, look, it's part of the Planet Ocean range, which is all ugly anyway. It's professionally oriented.
Is it super ugly? No, I don't think the Planet Oceans are. They're too thick. That's my beef with them. And they're just too big all round. I've had a long history of not getting on with Planet Oceans, which I don't want to get too much into, but I bought a solid gold one at 43.5 millimeters and it nearly broke my wrist and I had to send it back. What do I think of this one? I mean, one of the problems that we've got with these releases is especially the one which has got the blue into the black gradient into the black dial. We need to address the issue with a lot of these Amiga releases. I don't know if you want to pop up the meme which got circulated with the copying of the homework, which I put up on my Instagram.
I don't know what you're talking about. Amiga's totally original and
I mean,
never come up with anything.
It does look like they try to literally replicate the Rolex Deep Sea, especially the James Cameron version. Now, yes, the Amiga version can go deeper and it's technically better and it's using its Omega steel.
Which is such a painful pun, by the way, even by my standards.
I mean, okay, so they're using a different alloy. Good for you. Do we really care? Not really.
I mean, well done, I guess. But yeah, all the time that they would have spent designing it, they just went, fine, we'll copy that, but we'll put that time into R&D.
I mean, do you need to go 6,000? Is it 6,000 meters?
I'm pretty sure.
Is that right? I mean, that is bloody insane. Oh yeah, but this is the normal.
Oh, they beat Rolex by
19 meters.
19 meters.
I mean, that doesn't look petty. I mean, listen, who's gonna buy one of these guys? Maybe if you're like a big, like ripped guy, and you I don't know, you might be able to pull it off. I think the only sort of person that's gonna want to buy this watch is someone who really appreciates the achievements of the watch, which is, listen, it's cool. I mean, is it like a blatant copy?
It's trying. I suppose there's only so far you can go with a watch that goes that.
It's on the it's on the line. I mean, listen, it's not for me. I mean, look at my wrists. I mean, I don't even know what size this DeVille is, but it's the ultra thin, so it's really not my style of watch. But listen, it's cool. Obviously, I couldn't wear it. Price wise, what's it coming in as?
Not bad. 12 grand. Well, for us, it'd be more like 10, but
10 grand. 10,000-ish Great British pounds.
For 10,000 meters.
Or about 12,000 US dollars. So I would give it a meh.
A meh out of 10. Yeah, I think so.
It's not for me, this watch. I can get someone buying into it, but I mean, you got to have some hell of a wrist to be able to put it off.
Well, let's move off from the meh and the oversized to something else that's kind of meh and oversized. Let's get the Constellation out of the way.
First of all, why am I even having to talk about this? Is it even new?
Yes,
they
apparently.
did the Constellation range last year.
Yeah, this is a 41mm version specifically of this one with the white dial and the blue and black bezel. Blue and blue.
I don't get it. It's a bit weird.
I don't really.
They did it last year. Why are we even talking about it? Like, why have they?
It says 2022.
Yeah, I know it's new, but I'm just like, why did Amiga even bang it in there? I don't get it.
It's strange to me. I don't know. I think there's too many Constellations out there right now, and I don't really get what they're doing here.
The Constellation range has a lot of potential, but it's never delivered on it. And what I mean by that is the Constellation used to be more of a traditional kind of dress watch for them, but also, a lot of kind of mechanical prowess behind its movements. Now,
they try to differentiate itself from its past version because it looked too much like the Seamaster, I think.
it's getting a bit odd looking. It's got this kind of...
The claws on
The
the other
old
side
fashioned
are strange.
No, I actually like it on the more original ones with the claws. I say more original, the last generation of them. This one...
In fact, they're not even
Do you know
claws
what?
anymore, are they?
It just looks a bit like a swatch or or like a cheap Tissot. I don't get it, and it's nearly £6,000. Who buys that? You're in for £6,000. Let's say if you could get one out of the Rolex AD, you're in Datejust money, whether it be the 36mm or the 41.
Easily.
Who would buy the Constellation? Even in Amiga's own range. Why would you buy the Constellation?
There's a million Amiga dress watches you could get less than £1,000 if you wanted to.
Wasn't even a dress watch. You could buy the Aqua Terra range, which we'll talk about next. I don't get it. For me,
And that can be dressy enough, as much as it's not a dress watch.
I think the Aqua Terra sits well between dress and sports.
Yeah.
For me, I don't get it. No. Amiga, you probably need to kill that line. No one's buying that.
Should we talk about the biggest elephant in the Amiga room?
What's that?
Well, they've released a Hulk, haven't they?
So they've redone the Seamaster 300 with green bezel, green dial. Did they do any other variants for this year? I'm just scanning through.
Not on the diver, I don't think, no. They've still got it on that god-awful bracelet.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think if they were going to do something, right, what they should have done for the Seamaster 300 is, we talked about a few things that I said I wanted in, like, I don't know if it was in my Amiga prediction videos, but I was like, if they could scale it down to like a 38, 39mm.
Well, they used to. They used to do a 36.
Yeah, which my dad owns, and it's a really good size. Like 36mm sounds small. It's not. So I said that, and the other thing was the bracelet.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what it would look like with the bracelet from the new Speedmasters, but even if they could just do something similar, or the old style, the bracelet they put on the Speedmaster 321, like the flat link bracelet. I don't know. They've got other bracelets than that.
I know it's the Seamaster bracelet.
And then,
but it's...
Yeah, I know.
It's time. How long's it been that now? What, 20 years?
The other issue that I've got with this watch is when you put it in context with all the other Amiga releases, which, let's be honest, it's like their designers looked at Rolex's releases last year and beyond, prior, and did big copy. Like, listen, Rolex don't own green. Okay, yeah, it's the colour of their brand, and they're well known with the Hulk and the
I mean, there was enough
Starbucks.
hype about it last year, though. They've kind of gone, what can we quickly jump
Let's
on?
say, you know, the LV Submariners, but
It strikes me that they've seen the Rolex crisis, know
sure-
it's here to stay, and be like, okay, time for us to be the ones that, like, you can't get this. I'll
Omega
get this.
must be doing well out of the whole Rolex
Yeah.
crisis anyway, because, I mean, not as well as Cartier as it could happen, but they must be picking up watch sales from it, so
But this is geared towards that. This is the Hulk for people who can't get a Hulk at this stage.
probably.
Isn't it?
I mean, I'm sure it's great looking. I haven't seen one in person yet.
I don't hate it.
I'm sure it's cool,
I
but
don't know how the green works with the wavy dial. I get it on the blue.
the other thing, which, I mean, it's just a personal preference on the 300 range, is I wish they would leave the helium escape valve. My friend Harry absolutely despises it, and it's like the Colgate toothpaste lid, which is just stuck on at the top. I mean, you don't notice it after a while if you're wearing it, but I mean, I'm nitpicking here. We're talking about the new colours. I mean, what are they supposed to do, I guess?
Yeah.
Whatever they do, I guess they're going to get accused of copying. But that's why they could have stuck on a new bracelet and offered it in an alternative size.
Yeah.
Now, maybe fair enough. They want to keep the 41mm, you know, for the small penis brigade. But, you know, maybe they could have done it in like a 38, you know, because it's still a big watch. And just offered it in both sizes.
And
you know?
that would still give a justification to keep the escape valve if they really like it. Like, I mean,
Well, of course, I
gives
get
it its form and its
Listen.
design and its purpose.
That's only one of my preferences. Yeah, they need to keep it. It's a dive watch. I mean, are you ever going to use the helium escape valve?
No.
Tell me, if there's any Omega 300 owners that are watching, have you ever used it?
For its purpose, not just twiddled it.
I mean, listen, we're not going to get into that because you could say that about all watches. Like, okay,
Yeah.
most sports or you know, shit. Camera down. Put my feet back over here.
See, it's not just me.
We're
There
so
we go.
flimsy.
It's all fine. No, it's not fine. There we go. It's fine. No, there we go. It's kind of fine. Shh. No one saw anything.
There's not a different camera angle. Right, anyway, let's move on. This for me is my favourite release from Omega of all the new ones. It's their kind of, you know, their 57 range. You know, it's a little bit heritagey. They brought it out originally back in 2013.
That's what they should be doing though. Don't bring out 50 new limited editions all the time. Expand on the heritage.
It's a great, first of all, let's talk about the size. It's 40.5 millimeters. So let's call it 40 millimeters, which is a really good in the middle size. So it keeps, you know, the guys that want bigger watches, it keeps them happy because, you know, you're still talking over Rolex's normal size. And even for someone like me, for the smaller wrist people, I can wear a 40. They've thinned this movement down as well.
By half
It's
a mil.
0.59 millimeters thinner than the old model.
And I bet you there's someone in R&D who's proud of that as well.
So they should be. At least they're making technical adjustments to improve the range as it evolves. It's a manual wind Meta certified movement. Is it Meta certified? I'm presuming it's going to be.
So, yeah.
Oh, master chronometer
Master,
certified, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, really like it. The bracelet on it is that flat link, kind of really cool bracelet, which I really like. I think that's cool. And the dial colours, so obviously you've got the standard black. They've gone with a green, which is like, I'd need to see
You
it.
kept saying you want gold and green this year. We're not quite gold and
well,
green,
there's
but
not
we're
gold.
moving towards green.
It's still, and for me is the Bordeaux red. I really like it.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. It's a little bit different. They're already available to buy. Like some of the other Omega releases, they're on inquiry only. You
And
know,
at
like-
accessible price points as well, 6Gs.
yeah, which is really cool. And you can buy it. They're available right now, straight out the gate, because they obviously don't think this one's going to be that popular. It should be, because they've done the most on about it.
It's good.
Yeah.
Well done. I've got.
Oh, and sorry, they got the blue dial as well. Sorry, I think that'd be
yes.
nice as well. I think they've done really well. They've made improvements. It feels like they're listening to the consumers of, you know, certainly for watch collectors. And it's a watch that you can buy. I don't like with a lot of these new Omega releases. A lot of the dealers are making lists for them. Like, do yourself a favor. You're not Rolex.
Just
People
sell
don't want you to be like Rolex, because there's a load of bull with that brand right now, not being able to buy great watches. Like, don't be like that. And this is probably their only release of this year, or one of the few, which is not a copy.
Yeah.
So, well done.
Well done. You did it, Amiga. I'm proud of you. Let's stay with that then. Let's talk about the new Speedmaster.
What's new about these Speedmasters? Because they already do a gold Speedmaster. So this is yet another new alloy that Amiga have released, and it's called Moonshine Gold. I mean, right, first things to address. So yeah, it's a new alloy. Great, because they've already got an Amiga Speedmaster in gold. Similar price point, around the £30,000. But you've got the new dials, you've got the green dial, and you've got the... I don't want to call it the Paul Newman dial. Well,
yeah. So let's just address that.
What do they call it? Well, listen, it's gold with the black sub dials.
It's
They're both good-looking watches. Fair?
Yeah.
They're both good-looking.
Yeah.
I like them. They're attractive
the
looking.
gold and green is very nice, especially if this.
I'm going to presume that we will be able to get them at some point. That they're not going to be as hard to get as Daytonas. Mm-hmm. They've got awesome heritage. And they've done it on these straps as well.
Oyster Flex.
I mean, the colorways. I don't want to sound like a hater, but like when again put it in context with the other releases, it's like it's a really big copy.
This is the mistake they made, putting it all out in one go. If they knew what was going to happen here, they should have drip fed it.
I don't know. Watch collectors are quite switched on. I think they would have still got to it, but yes, it has made it worse.
It would have been easier.
Again, Rolex don't own the colours green and the panda dials, but it's very much a copy. But listen, they're great watches. They're great in their own right. With their heritage. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I'm not a fan of the sapphire casebacks. Some people will be, you get to see the movement, but obviously there's no, correct me if I'm wrong here, there's no gold decoration.
Not that I'm aware of.
So, yeah, it's a bit of like mismatching an outfit. I would have liked to have seen some more goldness. There's a tiny little bit actually, but it's not much. Maybe on some of the bridges they could have made those gold.
Yeah.
The other thing I'd say from pictures that people are putting up online, I know they're the same size at 42mm, but they look really big. I don't know why it's looking bigger than the standard Speedmaster, because although the Speedmaster at 42mm is still quite wearable.
Yeah. Even
for us with small wrists. They're around 30 grand. You can get the strap versions for about 23,000
pounds. The Oyster Flex versions.
I don't think they call it the Oyster Flex version, but yes. I really want to like it, and I do like them. I think they're cool. Would I buy one? Yes. Especially if they're actually available and there's no, kind of bull around it.
Yeah.
But it's hard to get away from the ongoing copying. It takes a bit of their Amiga's really credible on their own as a brand. So why they went down that route? Why didn't they use the Bordeaux dial on one of these?
I really think they're just trying to capitalise on the Rolex shortage, and they're being the alternatives. You can't get this. Here, we've got millions of them.
No one wants to be the alternative.
No,
but clearly they do.
It's cool. I mean, they've done with the bracelet what they should have done with the Seamaster 300. That's a new bracelet. But, yeah. Cool.
I think I saw the Aqua Terra releases first before I saw anything else. And I was like, oh no. What have they done? Because the Aqua Terra is a cool range. They offer absolutely too many variants to even list.
I mean, it looks like the Power Rangers.
Different sizes, different colours. And listen, again, you say Rolex don't own colour variants, but...
They're just perpetually copying Rolex in everything they do.
Like the way you said perpetually. Yeah, like the year after, or has it been 2 years now, sorry, since Rolex did it with the OPs?
2, I think.
Not long enough to not look like it's copying. Okay, right, for everyone, whether it be the Tiffany colour, they got that kind of mint green one or whatever they want to call it. For the coral red, the yellow, the blue, the silvery one. I mean, listen, the Aqua Terra is
like the coral red. That's nice.
The Aqua Terra in its own right is a great watch. It sits really well between sports and dress. It works for everything.
Yeah. And again, they've overshadowed the real development here. Everyone's talking about how they're copying Rolex, which is justified, but the bracelet's cool.
Bracelet's cool. Movements are really good.
They could have just expanded the bracelets and left it at that, and that would have been enough.
Yeah, they're great watches. A great price. This is my first really good watch, Swiss watch, was an Omega Aqua Terra. So, you know,
same here.
I do love them, but will people buy them? Yeah, but they're probably not for watch collectors. They're more for people that walk in off the street and want a nice watch, and they can't buy a Rolex Datejust, and the sales assistant says, listen, I know you want a Rolex, but we've got this garbage instead. It's not garbage, I'm messing with you here, but listen, you know, for the people like them, but we've got these instead. Yeah. They're $5,000, they're available. You can choose one of the nice colours.
You've got all the colours of the Power Rangers, take your pick. What did you like as a kid?
So, yeah, overall, you know, yeah, my pick of the release is the 57. I think that's a really cool watch. Certainly one I would buy. Even the gold Speedmaster, I'm still in the market for one of those, but I'm not ready to drop 30 G's right now.
Drop 30 G's on stock right now.
So, yeah, it's coming into tax season. So, yeah, overall though, listen, I'd love to hear what you think. What do you think about these releases? Are they a blatant flat copy? Because Instagram and the internet went mad on the release days and it got hammered for it. So it's not just, that was my initial thought when I saw them, because I didn't see the online side of things go crazy. And I put a bit of commentary out on my Instagram stories. And then I was like, oh yeah, it's not just me, it's everyone. Hence all the memes and unfortunately, is it deserved? I mean, listen, that's for you to say, but I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
In a vacuum, individually, they're all actually kind of all right releases, but it's together that makes it look bad.
Okay, well, maybe we should ask this question then. What have they bought out that is truly new?
Everything's got a bit. This is the problem.
Okay, maybe
Aqua Terra has got a good bracelet.
No. What innovation have they brought out that is something completely fresh, new, and different?
Right,
even
okay,
for
you're
Omega.
talking in general.
Yeah. Nothing.
Nothing.
I know some Omega fanboys might say, well, the Ultra Deep. Well,
No.
It was already a watch they'd made. I know it was a prototype, but I'm saying, it's just another bog standard, dive watch that goes like ridiculously deep in your bathtub or the hotel swimming pool. But what's new? What's really new?
It'll survive if you accidentally crash
okay, then you can say, well, how much innovation can there be? But, brands have done it over the last few years.
Any particular brand you're itching to talk about?
No.
Cartier with their bracelets or their straps? Or...
No, listen, I'm just saying, give us some innovation.
I agree. I want it to be exciting again, but yeah.
I'm giving them a C- for this shit.
C-.
I'm being generous because I know you copied. Anyway, other than that, what have we got in the shop right now? Right, that's sold. Let's talk about this one. This one hasn't got much love. I want to talk about the Datejust Vintage, but someone's seeing that locally in a day or two.
Cool.
So
I want someone to be excited about that. I'm excited about that.
What? Oh, yeah.
I'm going to let you introduce it.
Very, 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 very overlooked lately. It was a massive hype piece when it came out. You couldn't get these, and they were going for over list. I'm a massive fan of Tudor. So this is their Black Bay GMT, 41mm. It's the same as the whole Black Bay range, like this one. This one isn't for sale, unless you want penis breath written on your watch and pay me £1 million. They're really awesome. Like, they're just, if you want a GMT watch,
I prefer that to the Rolex GMT.
And I think there's a case to be made for it. You can't buy a Rolex GMT, so there's a few categories. Yes, it is an alternative if you can't buy the Rolex one. This one is available. You can get one brand new for $3,200, which is, like, in today's market, $3,200 is a really good price. This one It's only 2,400. That is the cheapest one in the world available right now.
In its condition.
Any condition. It's 2020. It's a full set. It's really good condition. The bracelet's never been worn. There's a few swirlies on the back if you put it under a bright light, but it's in very good condition.
Swirlies once you wear it for a week.
Exactly. It's under warranty. I just think right now Tudor's being slept on a little bit. Like $3,000, or in this case 2,400 for a like new GMT watch with a lot of history behind, you know, the brand. Yeah.
If I had slightly chunkier wrists, I'd be all over that.
They're wearable, and I mean, listen, this is mine. I'm well known for preferring smaller watches. I wear it.
Yeah.
Is it a little bit bigger than I would normally wear? Yes. But I've owned the GMT.
Yeah.
I only sold it on for my normal reasons of, you know, needing money. But it would certainly be one. I like buying watches when I'm on holiday. This is one that I would buy and keep hold of it.
Yeah.
I just think it's a cool as hell watch, especially in this condition. 2,400. It's the cheapest in the world. What else do I need to say on it?
Full set. It's even got warranty.
Got warranty. So yeah. Anyway, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit us up in the comments with any of your opinions of what we've discussed today. Check out our Instagram at Robin Henry Watches and hit the web shop up.
Tell them we'll give away an Ultra Deep when we hit 1,000. I don't know.
I'm not giving away an Ultra Deep.
Well, you know, we need something.
Try and get us to 1,000 subscribers. When we hit 1,000, we'll do a competition with some hoodies and some hats, and
we'll do something cool.
We'll figure out the details, but we need to get to 1,000, and then we'll look at, you know, the subscribers that we've got and the people that comment regularly. I think that's it. Are we done?
Yeah, we need to.
Cool. We're out.
Bye.